Welcome, everyone. My name's Amy Bedford. I'm one of the customer happiness specialists here at SwimTopia, and I'm here today to talk to you about how SwimTopia can assist with volunteering management for your school teams. Just to give you a little background about myself, I have swimmers on both summer league and high school teams, and at one time or another, I was the volunteer coordinator on both of those teams. So I definitely know firsthand kind of how challenging it can be for teams to manage their volunteers. We all know swimming is a very volunteer-driven sport, and it can be a big component to manage. But luckily, SwimTopia is here to make things easier for you. So I've gone ahead and muted everyone. And if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and post it in the chat, or I'm going to stop periodically and you can feel free to ask questions at that time. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, as you can see, this is our demo team, Sunshine High School. And I'm going to go ahead into the Manage Team section of our website to show you some behind the cover. This is kind of what we call behind the covers, to show you some different areas that can assist you with managing your volunteers. So we're going to go ahead and click on Manage Team. We're going to go over to Schedule, and then we're going to go over to Job Templates. For those of you who are familiar with our Meet templates, these are somewhat similar. These are kind of a template that you have set up for, say your team runs several home meets throughout the year, and you know at all of those home meets you need pretty much the same exact number of volunteers. Then go ahead and create a template called Home Meet Jobs. And then this team, they also each season kick off the season with an intra-squad dinner. So they've gone ahead and set up their template for their intra-squad dinner. And then you can also add templates in a couple of ways. So let's take our home meet job. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this template, and I'm going to create away meet jobs. That way, instead of creating every job from scratch, I just need to go ahead and remove the jobs that I know are going to pertain to the away meet, which would be a job like computers, concessions. I can just go ahead and easily remove the jobs that don't pertain to an away meet. So for each of our, we don't need a starter at an away meet. But for each of our home meet, away meet, we need a photographer, we need a stroke and turn judge, and we need timers. So I'm going to go, and now you can see the away meet jobs is now a template that's saved on our website as well. So now I'm going to show you how to apply a job template to a meet. So let's go tab over to our schedule, and we're going to go down to our New Year's Classic. This is an upcoming meet that we have, and it's a home meet, as you can see by our little home icon. I'm going to click on that meet, and I'm going to tab over to jobs. And since this is a home meet, I just need to click on actions, and I'm going to copy from a template. And I'm going to select our home meet jobs, and I'm going to hit save. So then all my jobs are already created for this New Year's Classic. Now I want to show you how to save a template from an existing event. So we're going to go back to our schedule, and we have our upcoming holiday team dinner. And my volunteer coordinator has gone ahead and created all the jobs that are going to pertain to this team dinner. This is the first year that we're doing this holiday team dinner. but we have decided as a board that we're going to do this every year. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and actions, and I'm going to click save as a template. And then I'm going to put holiday team dinner. This will now be saved under our job templates. And next year when I create our holiday team dinner, all I will have to do is apply that template to that calendar event. Now let's go ahead. Now for some meets or events, so let's say for a swim meet, you have an upcoming away meet. And that is the Jingle Bell Splash. And in the meet docs, the team has told you the various different jobs that they're asking, volunteers that they're asking from each team. So you're going to go ahead and go over to jobs, and we can then create each job for this meet. So actions, click on add jobs. Now there are 3 different types of jobs that you can create. One is scheduled by time of day, scheduled by swim meet event number, or item request. These are such things as like concession items, food items, prizes, bottles of water. So let's go ahead and start by time of day. And we need some helpers to transport a team tent to the meet. So I'm going to go ahead and hit tent transport. And my instructions. Okay, so I have some options here. This is do not check for schedule conflicts. Not the majority of times you want the system to check for schedule conflicts to make sure somebody isn't signing up for 2 jobs that overlap. So I'm going to not check that since it'll automatically go ahead and check for conflicts. Enable online sign up. So yes, I want parents to be able to sign up for this job, but I do not require a specific role for this job. And we'll kind of get to more to that later. And I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to go ahead, and that kind of creates the job. And now I could need to create a shift. And so I need them to leave at 6:30, and the meet is due to finish about noon. So it'll probably finish. I'll need them to, by the time they transport everything back to the school, it'll be about 1 p.m. And we need 2 people to transport the tents. Point value, each team runs this differently. Some teams assign a point value to their jobs and require their families to do a certain amount of points. I know for our summer league team that I'm on, we would require families to do 8 points per season, but our high school team did not. These were more of our seasoned parents, and people usually helped out, and we didn't have to kind of enforce some sort of limits. But that is, strictly up to your team on how you want to manage that. You can put a point value in there, or you can leave it blank or put a 0. And then I'm going to go ahead and add an event by swim meet event number. So I need some stroke and turn judges. I'm going to enable online sign up, but I'm going to require a specific role for this job. And I need them to be assigned to the role of stroke and turn judge. And I'm going to show you how to create roles in a minute. And I'm going to click save. So basically only those individuals that we have put in the system as assigned to the role of a stroke and turn judge will be able to actually see this job when they go to sign up. But then we also need some timers. And again, this will be by swim meet event number. Again, this one doesn't require a specific role. Usually pretty much any parent on the swim team can be a timer. And then I'm gonna say we have a first shift, and that starts at event 1, and then the meet host has told us they're gonna take a break after the 500 free, so I'm gonna go through event 16, and we need 4 timers. That's what they're asking from each team. And then we need second shift timers. And that will be starting at event 17, and it's all going to go all the way to the end of the meet, which is event 24. And again, we still need 4 timers. So that's creating, oh, okay. And then, sorry, we forgot to add some shifts for our stroke and turn judge. So we need them for the full meet. So that will be starting at event 1 all the way to event 24. And we need 3 stroke and turn judges. So that's creating jobs for a swim meet. Now let me show you how to do it for a calendar event. So we're going to go back to our schedule. And we're going to go to our upcoming Thanksgiving team breakfast. And again, you go to jobs, action, add a job. Now, a lot of times now you will see there isn't the option to schedule by swim meet event number because this is a calendar event. So you can schedule jobs by time of day, or a lot of times for social events, you might need item requests. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to, since this is a team breakfast, we need some breakfast food items. And I would like to tell parents, please deliver to the pool by 7 a.m. Again, I want parents to be able to sign up for this, and I'm not requiring a specific role. And say we need donuts, 1 dozen. And I need 4 of those because we all know swimmers love to eat. And I need milk, 1 gallon. We need 2 of those. And swimmer, how about breakfast tacos? 1 dozen, and we need about 4 dozen of those. So that's just to highlight how you can add food items. And then also a lot of times with a social event, you still probably need some volunteers. So I'm going to go ahead and click scheduled by time of day, and I need some people to set up and tear down. And I'm going to have the setup crew, and they're going to start at 6 a.m. and they're going to end at 8. And I need 2 of those, and tear down. And the breakfast should end probably about 9, and they should be done by 10. And I need 2 of those as well. So that just highlights some ways that you can kind of create jobs for a social event. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, no questions. We'll keep going. So I talked a little bit earlier about roles. Roles are designed for jobs such as committee positions. Say you have a meal committee, maybe you have a spirit committee that kind of does all your team logo gear. You might have a banquet committee that plans your end of season banquet. And it's also for specialized positions such as your computer operators, your stroke and turn judges, usually your executive board, things like that. It's not necessarily to be used for jobs like timer, ready bench, or things like that that pretty much anyone can sign up for. So I tap over to roles, And say I want to go ahead and create, I'm going to go ahead and show you, I'm going to go ahead and create a role for our stroke and turn judges. I'm going to go ahead and remove that real quick so we can demo creating it. Stroke and turn judge. And I'm going to put must have completed required training. This role is reassigned every season, meaning each season we will assign a new set of people to stroke and turn judge. Some people have jobs that are the same every season, and the same person has been in that job. So they may not reassign that every season. That's completely up to your team. We would like to have 6 stroke and turn judges. Again, you can assign this a point value if your team operates on a point value system, or say for jobs like a board position, you can deem it to be volunteer exempt, meaning they get all of their volunteer points by serving on the board. You have the option to grant this position certain administrative permissions, meaning they can get the managed team access to your site. So all that makes them basically a red badge admin, or you can go ahead and click on some, and then you have the option to not give them any access to communications, give them read only, or manage. And this you can just go through and designate what you would like that specific role to have. But since this is a stroke and turn judge, they don't necessarily need to have any access to the back end of the website. So we're not going to give them any permissions, and we're going to hit create. Once I've created my role, I can go ahead and assign roles. So I'm going to go ahead and go down to my stroke and turn judge, and I'm going to click add, and I have Jacinta pass the training, and so did Amy. So now when Amy or Jacinta go to sign up for a job, that they will be given the option to sign up for a stroke and turn judge. Any other parent will not see that job as an option. Any questions on roles? No? Okay, you guys are a great group. I'll just keep plugging along. So back to our schedule. So how can parents sign up for jobs? Well, there's a couple different ways. So say we have our upcoming Jingle Bell Splash that we talked about, and we were in a board meeting. Oh, let's go ahead for the stroke and turn judge. We're going to click edit, and we were going to require the role to be the stroke and turn judge, and click save. Amy Bilford was in the board meeting, and she said to the volunteer coordinator, I'm happy to sign up to be a stroke and turn judge at the Jingle Bell Splash. Well, the volunteer coordinators can just go ahead and manually assign Amy. So by clicking on the pencil icon there, typing in her name, and assigning her to that role. And actually, we also had Jacinta Brooks. She said she would volunteer for that job as well. And then say if Amy came back and said, oh, no, wait, I can't, I have a work meeting that day, then you can just go ahead and manually remove them. Click save. You will notice this job is not bolded. Their name is not bolded. And that indicates that was manually put in by a team administrator. If it is bold, then that individual actually signed up for that job. So we're going to go to our upcoming turkey tri-mate, and we have all of our volunteer positions set up. This is a home meet. And I'm going to tab over to status. And as you can see up here, currently the job sign-up status is closed, and so is the athlete sign-up is closed. Well, I want to go ahead and open that up to our volunteers. So just to show you, I'm going to go over to see what it looks like on our website. currently our job sign up status is closed. And you kind of see that by the gray button there indicating that. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to pending and hit save. I'm going to go back here and refresh. And if it's pending, you don't see a job sign up button at all. If it's open, you're going to go ahead and see the green job sign up button. And that indicates that those job signups are open. Parents can click on that. So let's go back. And I have it as pending, but I would like it to automatically open. So I'm going to go ahead and automatically open them Monday we're going to do it open at 8 a.m. So I'm going to click on that, automatically open. And then we need our job signups by Sunday at 10 p.m. so that we can get them to the opposing team in time. And then I'm going to automatically close those job assignments and hit save. So you can go ahead and set that up in your system. You'll just leave that as pending. When it's 8 a.m. on November 13th, the system will then automatically switch that to open. And you would see the job sign up button there for parents. It would go ahead and appear at that time. But I'm going to go ahead and manually open our job signups at this point. And I'm going to hit, I can just unclick all of this. But I still want them to automatically close. And I'm going to hit save. I'm going to refresh. Okay, our job signups are ready. So I'm a parent. I'm going to go ahead and click on job sign up for this upcoming meet. And I can see I have the option of there's myself, Amy Bilford, and there's also Tim Bilford. So I'm going to go ahead and click. And Tim said let's see, what does he like to do? Well, and if you hover over, this tells you a little bit of information about that job. And you can go over here to filled, and that'll highlight, that'll tell you any other parents that have signed up for that job. So I can see that Amy Smith is already signed up for concessions, but Tim, he's a great photographer, so he's going to go ahead and sign up to be the photographer for that meet. And then I'm going to go ahead and sign up for jobs, and I like working with Amy Smith, so I'm going to go ahead and sign up for concessions for a shift. But then I also like to time, but it tells me the shift you've attempted to add has a time clock conflict with your current shifts. Oh, that's right. I already signed up for first shift concessions. I thought I signed up for second shift. But why don't I go ahead and sign up for second shift timer then? I'm going to click Save Assignments. Then I can go up here to My Account. And under our season job signups, it tells me all the jobs that I have signed up for this season. So for the turkey try meet, you can see I signed up for concessions first shift, timer second shift, and my husband Tim has signed up to be a photographer. So again, this is under the My Account section, which you can access in the upper right-hand corner, tab down to the bottom, and that is My Account. Any questions? Okay. All right, we're going to go back. There's another option of how you can have parents sign up for jobs, and that is during registration. To do this, you would have your registration form. You click on your registration form and you tab over to the volunteering section, and you would click on Enable this section. And here's some options here. You can put a description in there, why you're asking for volunteers, some directions, please help at least 2 meets or for a season-long role. You can give a message to your exempt volunteers if you'd like thank you for volunteering to be on the board this season. but we would also love additional help at the meets or something like that. And that way that's, say you've already made the board positions exempt, that still allows them to volunteer. And you have two options. You can collect job role preferences, and this is just mainly to get a gauge as to what type of jobs people are interested in. This is just, again, merely collecting a preference. It does not assign anyone to a specific job. I personally like, if you're going to do this during registration, enabling job role signups. So you have the option, say you have some upcoming roles, we're going to go ahead and uncheck them, that you still need filled for the season. And you're looking for a fundraising chair, you're looking for people to be on the meals committee, people to be on the photography committee, a snack coordinator, and people to help with the swim banquet. So I'm going to go ahead and check the roles that I'm still looking for volunteers. I've already got people for the swim banquet, so I'm not going to go ahead and check that. And then you also have the option to have people sign up for meets, for jobs within meets during registration. Now, a lot of times this is kind of difficult, at least the teams that I've been on, you don't always have the volunteer needs when you're opening registration, especially for high school meets. In away meets, you're kind of contingent on what those specific meet hosts are designating for those meets. But also some other teams know their exact job for the season, and they will go ahead and set them up. And you just need to make sure the job status is set to open, and you can go ahead and click on those, and parents will have those options to sign up for jobs at those events during registration. And hit save. So now that we've talked about the various different ways that parents can volunteer, let's talk about some of the volunteering reports. So let's go to one of our upcoming meets, our turkey tri-meet, jobs. Within that meet, I have some reports. There's a printable sign-in, sign-up sheet, printable sign-in sheets, and this is like the volunteer data. So I can run this and it exports it into a CSV file that I can import into an Excel spreadsheet to kind of data sort how I'd like. This is good if you're kind of doing some sort of check-in, or you just want a handy dandy snapshot of who all your volunteers are. Probably good for like big meets, like championship meets. The reports, and then there's some overall season reports, and you click on reports, and you're going to go down to the volunteering section, and you have your volunteering points summary. So I want to look at all my parents and the points that they've fulfilled for this season. So I'm going to have to run that report. And I can see the Bilfords, they have already completed 8 points, the Brooks, the Simpson family, and the Smith family. This will not list anyone with 0 points. My favorite report is the volunteering assignment summary report. There's a couple different options with this. So say I want to run for the whole season, I can click all. And this kind of gives me a snapshot of all of my families and what they have signed up for to volunteer for this season. Then I could also do it on a meet basis. So I'm going to go ahead and run it for our fall classic. And this gives me the option to only restrict to families with a swimmer in this meet. So say I have an upcoming meet and I'm still needing volunteers. I might go ahead and run this report. So say I've got our fall classic and we still need 3 timer positions filled. I'm going to go ahead and run this report, and this tells me, only shows me families that have a swim athlete entered in the meet, as you can see by kind of that green little check mark there. And we only have Amy signed up for a timer. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I can email families without a job assignment and just kind of let them know, hey, we're still looking for volunteers for the upcoming Fall Classic. Please log on and volunteer if you are able to. So that's kind of like a handy dandy tool that I like to use. It's real helpful to volunteer coordinators when you're kind of looking to fill those last minute positions. You can also download this to a CSV file, which again can be imported to an Excel or Google spreadsheet. And then we also have our volunteering shift summary report. You can run this, and you can also look at your volunteering needs from your previous season. Like maybe you want to see, well, who volunteered as a griller for our concession stands last season, because I want to see if they want to do it again this season. You can run a report for your previous seasons. Again, you have the option to run this report for the whole season or a specific event. So I'm going to go ahead and run that again for our Fall Classic. And here's kind of just a snapshot of the jobs that we are looking for that meet. Any questions? Well, up here in the right-hand corner is just a couple of features of the SwimTopia site. The what's new, this is great to click on. You'll kind of get a little alert when something new comes in. And this is a way that we can communicate if we have a new product or a new feature or something that we just want to let teams know. It's good to check on this. Like we highlighted that we had some upcoming workshop webinars, reminders for teams to update your season. And then as always, we are here to help. So you can click on this link up here, and this takes you to our SwimTopia Help Center. And there's all sorts of different categories within there. And we actually have a whole little section for school teams. So you can click on that and get some information that's strictly geared toward our school teams. We have some support options. Talks through our help center. Down here at the bottom, you can click on, there's that little orange help icon. Say you want to help with volunteer. This gives links to our various different volunteer help center articles. And if your question still isn't answered, you can go ahead and leave us a message. Or let me go ahead and take you back to the website. You can also click on this Help Center button right here. Oops, sorry. And submit a request. Or shoot us an email at help@swimtopia.com or give us a call at 1-877-856-2940 extension 2, and you'll get our customer support line. And if it's after hours, after the hours of 9 through 6 Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, click on extension 6. And we have kind of a 24-hour emergency hotline that we monitor, because we know that things happen at swim meets. And so we are there to help you guys during those times. Anyone have any additional questions? No, well, you guys have been a great group. I really appreciate all your time. Again, thank you very much. If you have any questions, send an email at help@swimtopia.com. Thank you.